Hi there. My name is George Wachiuri, your storyteller, and I am so happy that a lot of our followers, my followers, your friends have been sharing these stories that we always tell. And these stories are real. These stories are what happened when we were growing up. And the reason why we share these stories is because we want to encourage you, we want to inspire you. And the other day I saw a comment. Someone told me that, hey, Georgia, I saw the story on the time you quit Optiven, and I cried, Somebody else told me that they listened to that particular story and they got encouraged that never ever give up. And this afternoon, this morning, wherever you are, I'm going to tell you where I learned philanthropy. Somebody asked me, hey, George, who taught you how to give the philanthropy? And I remembered that my late mother once time told me in Greek that koheana ne koiga. In Greek means when you give is as if you are stalling. Every time you support somebody, you are actually putting something in your store. It will come later. And of course, when I grew up, I also learned that there's this lady who was called Mother Teresa. And one time she said that if you don't support everyone, you can only support one. And I also learned something from my own pastor, who says that people are remembered not because of what they accumulate, they are remembered because of what they distribute. And I love philanthropy. I like philanthropy, and my late mother taught me on how to be philanthropic. And from that particular time, even the time I was a very young boy, I remember one time I was in high school, and there are these young people who don't have anything to eat. Anything. When people are eating bread, in our school we are mixed. There are those very poor people, there were poor people, and there were slightly wealthy people. And there are these wealthy people that every evening they could afford a quarter loaf of bread. And I remember those days, a quarter was actually 1 shilling 20 cents. 1 shilling 20 cents. And there are many students in my high school, they could not afford. Me, I was not the poorest, but I was poor. I nilikuwa kama level 2, when you do a graph, the very poor people, the poor people, the average people, the wealthy people, very wealthy, nilikuwa pale number 2 pale, the poor people. But even at that particular state, sometimes I could go to the canteen, and I look at people the way they were looking at the canteen, and then I would pick 1 or 2 people and tell them, let's share this quarter loaf of bread. So this giving started a long time ago. And when I was growing up, one time I visited one of the congested areas. I do not want to call it slum, congested areas. And I saw the kind of living, the kind of life people were living. And I said, wow, I think the world is not fair. Some people are too well, others are not well, others are below there. And that burden kept stalling in my heart. And that's why today we are in business, we are in Optiven, and every single time we are giving 5% of Optiven money. We give through the Optiven Foundation. We have programs like scholarship. We have a program for cerebral palsy. We are giving wheelchairs, and we are alleviating different problems in our society because that seed was planted when I was young. And I want to urge the parents out there that this story can encourage you. You can share this story with your children, that the time you are working, the time you are in career, the time you are in business, and you are going for CSR, or you are going to visit children home, or you are going to visit schools, please carry your children. They can pick something, and who knows, maybe these children are going to be better than George Wachiuri. They are going to be better than Bill Gates. They are going to be better than Manu Shadaria. They are going to be better than Dr. James Mwangi, because when children are young, they pick something. And that's my story today, and I wish you all the very best. And if you have not subscribed to this YouTube, George Wachiuri YouTube, kindly just subscribe. That's the only way we can spend, we can spread, we can share this information to our communities, because remember, we are part and parcel of a bigger community. If all of us in Africa, if the billionaires in Africa, they practice the art of philanthropy, the art of giving, we can be able to change our communities, we can change our society, because the society is going to be uplifted by the givers. So God bless you. Please, if you miss other stories before, please just go back and choose the story that you want to listen to, and these stories can inspire you, these stories can encourage you, because we are here to lift one another. God bless you. Your storyteller, George Wachiuri.